In a previous video, I talked about theories for episode 2 of the 60th Battles Wild Blue Yonder, as very little is known about that episode. However, almost as little is known about the finale to the 60th anniversary specials, The Giggle. So in today's video, I want to go over your theories for The Giggle, and some of them are very, very interesting. But before we get into it, if you could do me a teeny tiny little favour and click that subscribe button, it'd be very much appreciated. Thank you so much for the support at the moment. It really, really does mean the world to me. Any support is always appreciated, and I love you guys so, so much. Thank you all. Subscribing is free, and you can always unsubscribe if you no longer enjoy the content. But yeah, let's get into the video. I don't have concrete evidence, but I'm hopeful it'll set up that Rumored Unit spin-off. Interesting. The only footage we've seen of the Giggle seems to be the stuff in the unit base, so that seems fairly likely. I'm fairly certain, given that the Mirror has reported on it, and the Mirror always seems to be pretty good when it comes to Doctor Who leaks and information, that the unit spin-off will probably happen in some capacity. And as I've said previously, you know, they seem to be so heavily involved in the era so far, you know, the 60th, Series 14, it does kind of make sense. I think this will be the episode where Ncuti is introduced and we'll see him star alongside Tennant. I'm curious how the regeneration will occur. Maybe if they star alongside each other, they will merge together and become one person at the end of the episode. Something different. Okay, so sort of like, I suppose, the bit in the end of the Vanquishers where like 3 become 1 type thing. I think I did a video previously talking about, you know, what the regeneration will be like from 14 to 15. I don't think it'll be a conventional one because the 14th Doctor is a very unconventional incarnation. I like the idea of them merging together slowly, almost very similarly to how I suppose The Watcher happened with the 4th Doctor's regeneration as well. I think it will be revealed that whatever happens in the first 2 specials will have been distractions for the Doctor set by the Toymaker while he puts his real plan into place. Yeah, I can totally believe that, especially with regards to the Star Beast. I can't see, even though Beep the Beep is like very much at the front and center of a lot of the promotional stuff, I can't see him being like a main villain. I think he'll be kind of maybe, you know, influenced by the Toymaker, even maybe a construct of the Toymaker. And the main threat will be whatever the Toymaker's cooking up. I think Donna is going to die. This is the true purpose of the Dr. Donna. It was always this. She is going to defeat the Toymaker and save the Toymaker, I think you mean the Doctor, but die in the process. Alternatively, it could be that 14 is dying and she gives back some of his Time Lord energy so he can regen. Interesting. I really don't want Donna to die, however, it's a difficult one with Donna because I don't think they'll give her memories back long term because I think that would feel too much like a cop-out from the ending of Journey's End. Also, if you go onto Russell T Davies' social media, he's been pretty consistent in saying that it's not going to be a good time for Donna Noble. So I think a death, now that you say it, is kind of getting more and more likely, which I don't personally want. I love Donna, but I could also see Russell doing it, and it would be absolutely heartbreaking as well. This is awful, but I'll throw it out there. In addition to the plot-relevant giggle of the Toymaker, the reason RTD would title a regeneration episode The Giggle is because 14 will meet his regeneration with a giggle of anticipation for what's to come, demonstrating his acceptance of change, which will contrast when 10 cried during his. I actually really like that as an idea. Don't feel silly for putting it out there. I genuinely quite like this idea. I like the idea of him laughing with acceptance of his next incarnation. Like you say, kind of showing his development from 10 to 14. I really dig that. MPH will offer the Edge Doctor, or 14th Doctor, I know some people call it the Edge Doctor, the chance to stay as his incarnation and allow Donna to keep her memories in exchange for them becoming his toys. The Doctor will be tempted, but Donna refuses. By the end of the special, she'll realise how much she's neglected her family and current life, wishing for that time back, and this encourages the Doctor to do the same and allows Ncuti to take back control. Yeah, you know what, I really like this. It already kind of seems like the Toymaker is kind of making them his toys, you know, reverting back to 10, and the costume kind of looks very similar to what the Toymaker himself wears. I definitely get that vibe, and I think the idea of, you know, the Doctor being able to keep Donna's memories and all of that sort of stuff in exchange for basically the Toymaker controlling any future, like, narrative that he has, it would be a really interesting thing. It would kind of give vibes of School Reunion, where towards the end of that, the Krillitane are trying to break the Scasis paradigm, and they basically say, hey look, if you let us do this, we can give your companions eternal life. We can restore the Time Lords to where they were. And in the end, you know, Sarah Jane is the one to have to say the universe has to move forward, and I think that would be a very nice way of kind of concluding this whole arc, so I really like that as well. Setting up a unit spin-off and a Christmas special trailer, one's guaranteed. Yeah, so we mentioned the unit spin-off perhaps being set up in this. I think a Christmas special trailer is definitely going to happen, given that it'll air in November, and then Christmas, obviously the special will presumably be next month. So yeah, there'll definitely be a trailer for the Christmas special at the end, 100%. Toymaker hijacks the invention of television somehow in order to transmit a telepathic signal that makes people laugh uncontrollably to death. The Doctor has to stop him, but ends up sacrificing himself in the process, which leads him to regenerate into 15. I really liked this idea. Obviously, in a previous video, I covered the whole connection between the Toymaker's supposed plan and the beginnings of TV. So if you haven't seen that video, I'd highly suggest it. I really like that video. But I kind of like the idea of it being kind of uncontrollable, infectious laughter that kind of makes people laugh to death. Almost in a similar way to the laughing gas in the 1989 Batman film, where laughing gas is kind of released upon Gotham City, and yeah, they die with a huge smile on their face. I think something similar to that would be really, really cool. A theory I saw a few of you mention, but I neglected to include in the original recording, was the idea of Susan factoring into the finale in some way. I'm not sure how would be best to do this. I think the best way to do it would probably be her coming to 14 as some sort of vision, perhaps encouraging the 14th Doctor to move on from this phase, because who would encourage the Doctor more to move on than Susan, the person who started a new life following the Doctor leaving her at the end of Dalek Invasion of Earth. It'd be really nice to incorporate Carol Ann Ford in some way, because it is 60 years of the show, and she is pretty much like the Doctor's first companion and only living family, and also the companion that there's the most question marks around, but I also don't want them to go too in-depth if they do incorporate Susan as to what happened, because I think part of what I like about that character is the mystery that we never quite know, sort of like with Ace. There's a lot of questions there that remain unanswered. But yeah, I do think an incorporation of Susan to some degree would be pretty cool. But let me know in the comments below what your theories are for the finale to the 60th anniversary, also known as The Giggle. Whatever your thoughts are, drop them down in the comments below. Let's talk about it. Be sure to like the video if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you later.